Hi. Anyway, I'm gonna try this again. Um, hoping that this will work. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I think this is the one. One. Anyway, let's see. I'm watching it on the screen and I'm gonna see if this freezes at all. Let's see if this freezes. Ah, I'm watching it for a minute. Chit chat for a minute. Just want to make sure that I'm not going to start freezing up again. Where's Ron? Ron, sorry. I just went bong and everything cut out. I think I think it's okay. So I lost you, Ron. I'm sorry. I think it's okay. So I lost you, Ron. I'm sorry. Oh, let's see my face. Okay. Oh yeah, I know, Deanna. Thank you. I'm not worth stressing about it now. Down, 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 down. There. Okay. I don't look like I'm freezing. So does it? Not freezing yet. I'm thinking it's got something to do with uh Facebook Live. Because I'm not freezing yet. And I look good. Seems to look okay, right? Hmm. Okay, maybe I'll just chit chat for a minute. I just want to make sure that it's not going to start freezing and stuff again. I think something's really wonky with Facebook Live, I think is what it is. Yeah, I think it's Facebook Live. Do you like my shelves? See how nicely I organized them? I tell you, ladies, there are millions of pieces, I swear, in all those containers in that picture that I put up on Facebook. And 4 days, 4 solid days of like 8, 9 hour days, I tell you. But just looks so good and it's so organized now. I'm just really happy with it. So see how long I can keep it looking like that. As soon as I start creating, things sort of start going, a little messy. But anyway, I'm going to try really hard to keep it nice and tidy. For those of you that you can open your own store. I know, seriously, right? And I have things. And you see these cupboards right here? This big double cupboard. It is shelf after shelf after shelf full of stuff too. So yeah, I probably could just open my own little store. For those of you who didn't get to see it yesterday before we had to stop it, hi Judy, who's watching? Judy and Deanna and Darlene and Keiko. Yeah, so for those that are watching, didn't get to see it yesterday. I'll show you some of the new things that I got. So I got this deal yesterday when I was at, what's it called? Dollar. It's one of our dollar stores in town. Anyway, they have 2 ounce bottles of the Decor chalky paint, and they had them all on for 50 cents. They were clearing them out, so I bought all of them. But all the colors they had. I of course had to open them up to make sure that they weren't goopy or hard or anything inside. They look so good. They're in really good shape, so they must have gotten cold or, too old or anything, which was really nice. And then I also picked up these colors from when it's Michael's. And Rhonda, are you sneaking in from work? Yeah, sorry, Rhonda. Oh, you weren't here at the beginning when I apologize. Sorry, I don't know what happened. all of a sudden everything stopped and I lost you, I lost Zoom, I lost everything and I had to come back in. I didn't really just cut you off. It was just something wonky that happened. So I went into Michael's. It didn't have a whole lot. They had hardly any deco art. But they've had a few of the chalky paints that I didn't have that are folk art. So they are really pretty. There's Sunset Rose. Isn't this beautiful? It's almost like deco art color mocha. That's what it reminds me of. And Milk Jug, which is really pretty color. It almost looks like it's very creamy, but it almost looks like it's got a touch of you know, pink to it, like a kind of a pinky undertone. At least it did for me. I'm gonna have to really check that color out. And then this green called Sage Blossoms, which is super pretty, and I'm gonna paint something neat with that, I think. Anyway, I got those, and then I got some stamps that I'll be putting up on the website. So I stamps to put on the website, stencils to put up on the website, wood pieces to put up on the website. And I'm gonna put up some wood only kits up on the website. So those are coming. I just crazy busy. Next week on Tuesday, we're going to be having our class instead of Thursday, because it's Zara's birthday on Thursday and she's gonna be here. Pictures to follow. So we're doing it on Tuesday and we're going to do our candy cane one. Get it down for you. So this is the one we're going to be doing on Thursday, our old fashioned candy canes. So pretty. It just looks so nice. I can't wait to display it this Christmas. Isn't that pretty? So for everybody who ordered it should have received it by now, unless you just ordered it within the last like week and a half or so. But otherwise, everybody should have this one. And I don't seem to be freezing at all. So I can only assume there's something wonky with Facebook Live. So we're gonna go ahead and start on our piece. So I'm gonna go down. Could you do one on techniques, please? I want to see my technique. Yes, I can do one on techniques. Kind of let me know what you mean. When you say one on techniques, what you'd like to see, send me an email, Darlene. That would be great, because then I know kind of exactly what you meant. And then I could do it. I know there are some I have to do on techniques. So send and let me know. Anybody who wants to either do a class on techniques or on anything like that. Any classes that you'd like to see, please let me know. And I will I do it dry brushing, shading. Oh, I'll send an email. Thanks, Darlene. That would be great. Okay, we're going back in now. We're going to be doing Puppy the penguin. Be nice to you today, Puppy. Okay, so this is what we started yesterday. So I'm just going to go over what we started yesterday. So this is his little flippers. So these are his sheet flippers, and we did these in yellow ochre. So just deco art yellow ochre. We did his hands, we redid his hands. And these are just in black. His hat is done in Rookwood red. Oh, I better pull this down and no one's gonna be able to see. His hat is in Rookwood red. And then I did just the brim of his hat and his pom-pom in bleach sand, just to give it the color, the background color, because we're going to be applying things to them. So I wanted them just to be a very basic color, that's gonna kind of go with what we're gonna be putting on them. I did get my penguin line drawing. So I'm just going to trace on I'm gonna move the camera back a little bit because it's a little bit far away, a little bit too close. All right, let's bring this over. Let's bring this just a little bit. Okay. Should have seen me. I did the line drawing for this. And then, tell you, I'm a little bit wacky. And I was coming out and I was holding it up just to make, to just make sure it's the right size and everything, right? So I'm taking it and I kept going like this and I'm going, what is wrong with it? It's not working. It's not even close. It's like it's too big. Look at how big it is. And then it just seems a little bit too small in here. It's driving me crazy. And I kept going back and scanning it. And then I realized that I was holding the tracing paper upside down. Like on the wrong side. I must have redid it about, I don't even know, 4 or 5 times before I realized that it was just me being a little wacky. My sister came on, she phoned me. I actually forgot to ask her. She said, Dad, what's going on? When I went live earlier and then I was trying to get on Zoom. Oh, the reason, yeah, sorry, I was late coming on Zoom even, was that my computer then decided to update. Isn't that always the way? Like, isn't that always the way? So anyway, we're here now. And we're going to get this penguin done. I have visions of hurting all over again. Okay. Oh. What is this? This will work. Anyway, yeah, so my sister phones me. What's going on? Is everything all right? I'm going, oh yeah, I'm this can't get on again. So I'm thinking it's Facebook Live that's having trouble. I'm just using a yellow because I couldn't find my white. For those who wonder what kind of tracing paper I use Saral, S-A-R-A-L. It's a wax-free transfer paper, so you don't get the transfer chalky stuff all over your piece. Love this transfer paper. I buy it like you buy wax paper and saran wrap and stuff in the big rolls. And I always use white. I'm not sure why I have yellow. But I always use white. I think that's it. Okay, so maybe now we can get going. Okay, so again, the little pom-poms and the brim of the cap are done in bleached sand. And you can use any light sandy color, you can use desert sand. You can use warm white, anything like that would still be fine. Am I still freezing? I don't see, I'm watching on my iPad and I don't see me freezing. Anybody else say it look like I'm freezing? Mary, Darlene, Crap, if I'm still breathing, I'm gonna be really ticked off. Good here, yeah, I've been looking on my iPad and I haven't seen me freezing. Maybe it's you, Deanna. Let's see, okay. Um. hmm. So I'm gonna come right in and I'm going to paint our penguin. I painted him in the black. I mean, you can use lamp black, you can use the folk art pure black. I'm using the pure black because my deco art black went funny. So you can use either one. Just as long as it's a black. Thanks, Keiko. Let's see, what brush am I going to use? I think because there's a lot of little edges, I'm going to use my angle brush. That'll give me a nice clean line around the tummy and the eyes. I wonder what's going on with it though, eh? Why it's freezing so much. Seems to be okay now, but it was quite freezing. I had to go to, I was late coming on today because I went for a walk with my girlfriend, but that was fine. And then right after I finished my walk, I had phoned Deb Antonik because I was getting her to cut out some pieces. And she told me they were all ready, so I had to go over there and pick them up. Then I had to run to the store from there. And I thought, there's absolutely no way I'm getting on when I had planned to. So again, this is just black. I find a nice rich black. Don't use soft black, Decor soft black. It won't work. I don't like the undertone. It's kind of got a purpley undertone or something to it. I don't like it for this. So find one that's just a black. I'm gonna just go right over these feet because this will be completely covered by our yellow flippers. You can see when I come this edge, I'm just kind of putting my brush on the chiseled edge and running the line across so that I have a nice edge to it. Cannot wait to be able to show you all what I'm teaching in June with the Illinois club. Let's go around here. I'm so excited to see Zara. She's changed so much in just such a short length of time. When we talk, because we talk every single day, my daughter FaceTimes me with her. And now I come on and she waves and she says, Nana, that's so cute. I'm just painting this all in the black. Did I tell you all about my message yesterday? Debbie, I can't find offhand the post that has your email in it. Yes, I can, it is. I will put it in the group, but I'll tell you out loud. It is Deb, D-E-B, and then my last name, Mishima, M-I-S-H-I-M-A, and then the number 1 at gmail.com. So debmishima1 at gmail.com. You can believe it or not, somebody had debmishima@gmail.com. I mean, really? How could there be more than one of us? Anyway, so on Wednesday, I had to go, I was going to the doctor, but before I left, I just checked the mail. There was a letter from Service Canada in the mailbox, an envelope. So I opened it up, and it said that we have a thing in Canada now where you can get your dental, if you get to a certain age, your dental is covered. So if you have any, dental problems or whatever, you go to the dentist and you don't have to worry about paying, because there's, I guess, a lot of people who can't afford to go to the dentist, especially after they've retired. So I kept this letter, but you have to be old, like it's for older people. So I get this letter saying that I am of age. And if I want to apply for it, I can. And I thought, what the hell? I thought this was just for old people. And then I realized, yeah, I guess I am old. Anyway, did not make for an exciting day to finally be told by the government, yes, you are actually quite old. Was not happy, ladies. Was not happy. I'm gonna dingle fits around with this. I don't qualify because we already have dental coverage and stuff through my husband's work, but they should check those things before they send it out and tell people that they're old. That was my thought. Yes, it stinks, Rhonda, when it sets in that you are old. Every once in a while when I want to guilt my children, my son especially, he's actually really good at texting and, we talk all the time. But sometimes he's bad at FaceTiming me so I can see his handsome little face. So every once in a while I'll guilt him by saying lovely things to him like, I just thought you'd like to know this, just so that you have good memories of me when I'm not around anymore and stuff. And it's just really, he gets quite upset about it. Mom, stop saying things like that. I go, well, honey, I'm old. I mean, I could go anytime. He gets really upset. Keeps them in line. You'll miss me when I'm gone. Kind of cleaning up this little circle a bit. I actually don't know why I'm cleaning up this little circle because I'm gonna just rough it up a bit anyway. Gosh, it took longer to cut to base coat this thing black than I wanted it to. Okay, let's put that over there. Yes, my clean water. I'm really organized. I even had clean water because I knew it was going to be black. I'm gonna do the inside of this and I'm going to do it in white. So I'm gonna use Snow White. Oops, I want this to be nice and white. So let's do the inside. I'm sure people are noticing that I have not sealed this surface. I didn't seal it and I didn't base coat it in any chalky paint. I'm just painting it. I very seldom ever seal the surface if I'm not using chalky paint. Chalky paint seals the surface, so you don't have to seal the surface separately if you're using chalky paint, but I still don't seal the surface. You can see I'm using Chris's brushes. Lord, I love these brushes. Just compare them to some of the other ones and the length of the bristles on them and the thickness of them. They're beautiful. Who knows? Supposed to get so warm up here. I don't know how it is in the States. And we're west, so we're in the Western province, British Columbia. So I'm not sure about Seattle and you know, maybe in Portland and in Oregon. But we're supposed to get into the 20s here. Oh, so down there, that would be in the 70s this weekend and the beginning of next week. So for a few days, it's going to be just beautiful here. You supposed to get nice down there, ladies? Oh, you know what? I drew a moose and I'm doing a moose. Oh, you mean a moose like this? No, but I can. It'd certainly be easy to do. But I'm doing a moose in Deb Paints Whimsy. I have it all drawn up. It's a winter moose and it's a painting. So it's not a craft, it's an actual painting. It's so cute. I'm gonna do it in Deb Paints Whimsy. I'm just gonna put another coat on its tummy. Yes, hanging like poppy. No, but wouldn't that be cute? Maybe I'll have to do a whole series of things hanging. What do you think? Roxanne, aren't you supposed to be at work, honey? Aren't you supposed to be working? I'm just gonna do another coat on Poppy. I ordered a bunch of brushes and I actually ordered, you know, gaiters. The little ones, where's my gator? So these. So I wanted to have a couple extra because I lose these all the time. I don't know why. And I haven't been able to get the refills for these at our hardware stores. Like I just haven't been able to find them. I find them for the bigger, the block, but not this one. And then I was looking at the site that shall not be named, and they had the gator and 70 replacement things for only 7 something. Sorry, for only $2 and something. So I ordered 2 more sets of them. Just so I don't have to worry about losing them. Nice. You are working, honey? You just have, do you have me on in the background? Okay, let's just dry this off. Oh. Let's see what. That's something got on here. What's that on there? Let's see, that wasn't there before. What is that? Huh, that is just weird. I don't know, I'm not gonna worry about it because I am putting something over top of it, but that's just weird. I'm gonna do the eyes and the nose now. Then the nose is gonna be done in yellow ochre. You find my yellow ochre. There it is. And what brush am I gonna use? I use this one. Oh, and I redid the boot. It's not quite finished, but it's mostly done. And I changed the whole color up and everything. I think it's just that it just wasn't me, right? That color scheme and everything just was not me. Hello, mouse. Adorable. And now we're gonna do the eyes. But just before I do the eyes, I want to give this just a really light kind of sanding. It's gonna dullien it quite a bit. I think I want a different sandpaper. I'm gonna use my 320 grit. I actually have to buy new. See, this is my last 320 I have for my block. So I think I'm gonna have to use this. Let's see, where's my scissors? Thank you. I don't want to press too hard on this. I just want to soften this color a little bit black. I don't like it. So, I don't know, it's just black. It just looks really black and opaque and dark to me. And if I give it, just a really light sanding, it's just gonna soften it a little bit. Gonna brush it off. Okay. So that is better. It just kind of softens it up a bit. Okay, I'm going to put the eyes in and then I'm gonna come back and we're just gonna start adding all this shading. And a lot of this is just dry brushing with a little bit of the winter blue. And it just really softens this up. So the eyes, so they're in the line drawing. I give you a line drawing of them. When I painted it, I lost it. So you can go over it again. I will for you ladies, so you can see what it's supposed to look like. But you don't really, you can hand do it. If you wish, you don't have to do it exactly how I do it. You might like different eyes. This will be can I even see them? A bit. Yeah, we're in spring break too. My sister is not in spring break. Everybody else, I think, in the province is, except my sister's district. For some reason, they are not in spring break. Yeah, I was talking to my son. He works for the school district. I was talking to him and yep, he started today. So I'm thinking it's just my sister who isn't. Which sucks, honey, I'm sorry. And then she's coming down to see me. Are we gonna play it all, honey? Can you come down? Yeah, today's the last day of school. Yeah, most people start everywhere in the province. Today's the last day for 2 weeks, but my sister. She needs to retire so she can just come and play with me all the time. Right, Roxanne? Now I'm gonna take my liner and I want to line, see how his eyes are all lined in? So I want to line him in. Oh, one of my nice liner bar. I have to organize my brushes. I have to admit my brushes really do need to be organized. Kind of just all in a jumble mumble right here. Now, if you're not comfortable lining really fine work with your brush, you can use one of the micron pens to do it. I actually really like lining work. So I'm gonna line it. I always will worry, what if I mess it up? It's really hard to fix if you mess it up, so I have to be very careful not to mess it up. There, okay. Now I'm gonna do the eyelashes. And again, I'm using my 18-aught liner from Chris. If you're going to line your lashes using a brush, make sure you use a really fine 18, 25, whatever is higher than 18. Just so that you get these really, really nice fine lines. Hmm. All right, I do not want to mess these up. Okay, now I want to do a little. So on the inside here of each eye, right here and here, I've done just a little highlight wash with the white. But I did it in kind of with a little curve, so I just gonna take a little bit of Snow White, put it on my brush, just work it in. Then maybe just pinch off that edge a bit. Not quite enough. And then a little wash there. Just on each side. There. And that just really softens her little eyes. His little eyes, whichever way you want to look at it, if it's a boy or a girl. I'm going to add a couple little this right here. There. And then I just want to do a couple of little tiny dots. You'll have a million things in here that I really have to tidy up. So just on his eyes here, I want to add little dot, little dot. Just like that. Now I'm gonna do his cheeks. You can do his cheeks pretty much whatever your favorite cheek color is. You can do any of the roses. I'm gonna do Rookwood Red. But you can use Rookwood Red, Heritage Brick, you can use any of the roses, whatever your favorite little cheek color is. Actually, I think I'm gonna use, I think I'm going to use dry brick on this. So it isn't quite so dark. Let's see if I can find my dry clay. I put all my paints up in here, but I really do have to organize, put them in color, proper color sequence. So I'm going to use dry clay. So I can start with dry clay and deepen it with a little bit of either with Heritage Brick or Rookwood Red, even if I wanted to. I'm going to use my little fine point blending brush. And you can get these on Amazon. I'm sure they have them in, don't think Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I'm sure all these places have these, but you can get them on Amazon. They're fairly reasonably priced. I just ordered a bunch from the place that shall not be named, so I'll let you know what those are like when I get them. I'm gonna fill in this cheek area on either side. Oh, you only get 1 week, Rhonda? Is that like everywhere in the States, or is it just your district or area or whatever? I just assumed everybody gets 2 weeks. Does anybody else know how many weeks do you guys get in the States? Okay, so there's a little bit of dry clay. I'm going to deepen it just a little bit with some Heritage Brick. Everywhere, really in the States, you only get 1 week for spring break. Yeah, we get 2. And I'm assuming it's the same way with all provinces. What do you think, Deanna? Is it the same for all provinces? Oh, you guys do end, don't you? Don't you then like the end of May or something? We go to the end, our kids go till the end of June. But you guys start earlier than us. They go back earlier than us, so. Yeah, don't you end in May and start sometime in August? My college kids are done early May. Yeah, but aren't the other kids are all done in May too, right? And I remember when my daughter was down there and my granddaughter was with them, I'm sure they ended in May. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of true ochre and I am going to shade her mouth. I have to bring this down a little bit. I'm gonna take a little bit of raw sienna and deepen that just a little bit. Hey, Dad, I tell you, yeah, we start, August 5th, middle of August. See, we start after the long weekend in September. Okay, so this is just a little bit of raw sienna. And I'm gonna just go over where I did the true ochre. Okay. Now I want to start softening this all up. So I'm gonna take my winter blue. So a little bit of winter blue, and I have some Snow White. So I'm gonna use both of these to soften this all up. Let me see now, where's my, one of my brushes? This one will work. So I'm going to take my domed stipple brush. And I'm gonna really work it in. And I'm just gonna start dry brushing here and there, and I'm going even actually over the edges. I'm just really softening this. And I always like to stipple with it. So just in places, I'm gonna stipple, just add a little bit more color here and there. I'm adding a bit of blue here. These will have some blue on them too, as little top flippers. I'm gonna add a little bit. I'm just kind of adding it here and there, just to soften Poppy. So it isn't so dark looking. I'm gonna add it up into the white that's up here. Now I want to take my brush. I'm hoping I remember this right. Oh, here, this. I'm going to take a little bit of Snow White and see this right here. I want to soften this edge up because it's just kind of really harsh. So I'm going to take a little bit of the Snow White and I'm going to wiggle my brush in a little bit and soften up that edge. You'll be able to see some of the black, but I'll go over it a few times. I'm just going to soften this up. So it almost looks like there's a little bit of fur coming over it. I'm going to take my liner and I'm actually going to do a few really, really tiny, tiny fur lines. And then over a little bit. And it's just really going to soften around his eyes. And again, these are really short little lines. And I'm just kind of curving my brush a little bit in different directions so they don't look like I'm just doing a whole bunch of straight lines all through there. But I like the idea of just adding these fur lines in a bit and softening it up. And by doing that little bit of white first with the brush, the angle brush, it just kind of gives a nice little undercoating for a base for these fine lines. Yes, I fiddle. I know I do fiddle, but I have a certain look that I like, so that's why I fiddle. I'm gonna take a fine brush. Let me see. This one will do. I ordered a whole bunch of these stipple brushes that are quite small. Because the ones that I have are all too big for some of my pieces. So I just want to stipple a little bit right in here with some white. Again, this softens up that area. And where I've done the blue, I'm just going to do a little bit of stippling with the white over it too. And then maybe do a little bit of splattering. So I'm going to take out my toothbrush. I don't like splattering tools. I can never get them to do exactly what I want. Some provinces are only 1 week, really. Yeah. So I'm just adding a little bit of white splatter to them. Probably won't see a lot of this after we get his flippers on and the bow on and all the dingle dangle that go on him. I just want to a little bit more of this. I'm always looking, I always go back and look and see where I might like to add something or take something away. I think I actually want to add a little bit more white to his eyes. There. Okay, let's take his flippers and his hands. So I'm going to use flippers first. This way. We're just going to shade these, and we're going to shade them with the same thing we did his mouth with. I use True Ochre, Raw Sienna, and then I actually think I came in with a little bit of Distress ink. So I think there's a little bit of walnut stain on there. I probably decided it needed just a little bit more. I'm going to do this side, and again, you can see I like to walk it, dance it up the side. I'm not going to go along the top, just down the sides and the bottom. I'll dry that, and then I'm going to add a little bit of raw sienna. Oh, can you hear my husband blowing his nose? Allergies, he's getting allergies already. Ugh. Same thing, I'm just gonna go around the bottom. Bring it up the sides. Okay, I'm gonna dry this and then I'm gonna a little bit of walnut stain. Because as I look at this, I do believe there is walnut stain. A little bit of stippling, I think, in the middle here. A little bit of stippling with some white. Okay, now I'm gonna use my walnut stain. Find it out so much. So many things. Not there, I must have it down here already. Oh, here it is. I had it already out. Sometimes I get too organized, right? Okay, I'm just gonna take one of my ink blending brushes and go over these edges a bit. Okay, this is just with a little bit of walnut stain. Just wanted to darken these up just a little bit. You don't want to press too hard. And you can see how I have my finger down here. I do get walnut stain all over it, but that just kind of is a guide so that I don't bring it in too far. So you can use your finger as a guide. Now I'm going to do a little bit of splattering in here too. So I just splattered with a little bit of the white again, but I'm also going to splatter with my Champagne Stardust. You know how much I love this stuff. And it looks really cute on his flippers. So you have to use a damp brush, not wet, just damp, just enough so it'll pick up the Stardust, the Galaxy glitter and stay on. And I'm just gonna splatter some on there. I don't know how well you can see the Champagne Stardust, but it looks so cool. I think it's gonna go on like that. Now probably add some a little bit of more shading after I get this on because I can actually see where it needs it a little bit more. I'm going to glue these on now because they glue very quickly. And I'm using my Art Glitter designer adhesive. One of my favorite glue. This is on properly. And the other one. You do not need very much of this and it dries very, very fast. For all of those that have seen me make a mistake, I do this and try and rip off what I've done. I go, I'll unstick it. Oh, I can't do that with this glue. And once it's on, I tell you, it is on. Okay, so I am going to just really lightly sand these two pieces while that dries. Just soften these up a bit. And you can see some of the uh, surface is showing. I don't care. That's fine with me. I don't mind that at all. But I am going to dry brush this with the winter blue and again with a little bit of the white. So let's pick up a little bit of this winter blue again. And I'm going to use my finger as a guide and kind of go over it with a bit of this winter blue. And then I'm going to come over it again with a little bit of the white. And I'm not going to use too much. I don't need to use a whole lot. You know what? I think I might even. No, it does need a little bit of the white. So I am going to use a little bit. You can tell when you do it if you want to, if you need to add a little bit of more blue or a little bit of white. I'm going to add a little bit more white. Like that. Now I'm gonna just paint a little snowflake on here. And I'm gonna use my Snow White. I'm just gonna do one of these kind of snowflakes. Got some dots in there. Yes. And then I'm going to splatter it a little bit with the white. I always like to splatter on my wax paper just to make sure. I don't have it too much, okay. These are going to be glued on here. We are going to put snow tack on here. Thank you, Keiko, for my snow tack. I can actually do that now. I was thinking I wasn't going to be able to. Keiko sent me some snow tack. I don't know what I'd do without my ladies. Okay, a little bit here. Make sure that's on, right? Oh! Okay, I can't put them on yet because the string goes under them. Oh, ooh, I tell you. I caught that. Oh, thank heaven, I caught that. Okay. Now it is going to go, I need this to go behind here. And then this is going to go here. Like that. And these are going to be glued on. Oh, Lord. Almost did a boo-boo. Okay. Not used to having these hanging things, right? Okay, and then same with this one. I'm going to go like that. I'm gonna add a little bit more glue than I am. There. Just make sure that it's exactly where it's supposed to be. Look at, check your edges. Because it does dry very fast. Okay. Just gonna leave that for a sec so it can dry. While that dries, I'm gonna make the bow. I'm gonna put that over there. I have all our little bow pieces here. And my Bodabra, I even use the Bodabra on this little tiny thing. I'm gonna rip this. And take my string. Now, when you're doing poppy, you can play with it. So you can play with your shading and your all this kind of little blending and highlighting. Because it'll look different every time, no matter what you do, it's gonna look different every single time. So you can just see where you want it, how dark you want it in certain places, how light you want it in certain places. Now this is a really little bow because she's really little. It's just. Gonna cut that off and I'm gonna add a little bit of cheesecloth. And I gave everybody quite a bit of cheesecloth too in here because you're going to use cheesecloth up in the brim of the hat. And just adding a ziggy zaggy thing of cheesecloth. And then there you'll have some striped. I went over this a couple of times like this. Make sure I get this right. My sister is watching, she'd be going, oh my God, it's the tiniest little bow. How long can she take to make a bow? Apparently I can take quite a while. Okay. I'm gonna cut this off. I like to always leave it if I can, just a little bit. And then just separate these up. This adds a little bit more to the bow. Can I unwind this? No. Come on. I'm just spraying this, separating these little pieces here. I'm just gonna take this cheesecloth that's in here and just kind of pull at it a bit, and then I'll trim it back. No, I don't want it to be too even, so I'll pull at it again. Come here, Poppy. So then this is too big, too long there. Now I'm gonna dingle Fritz around with it. I think these loops are too big. I'm gonna see if I can pull it a little bit shorter. And I can. You don't want them to be too big. I just want my loops a little bit smaller, that's all. When I cut them, I just like to kind of pull at those edges and fray them up a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna glue this on. And I have a little button. Oh, one of these. I think I want one of the hand ones that say handmade with love. I'm gonna get one. I have to finish labeling these. I tell you, I have millions of them. Where is it? Um. Hmm. See, there is a learning curve, ladies, when you organize your craft room. Oh, I can't see them. Oh, they're right in front of me. Oh, I tell you. Okay, they're right in front of me. Hey, so what size do I want? One, two. Get which size I like. That one is too big. Huh. Hopefully I'm gonna use one of these. I don't think that. Put some little ones somewhere. I have put the little one somewhere. So I'm just going to use my walnut stain. And I'm gonna dirty this up. Because that's way too clean. So you don't have to paint your buttons all the time. You can just dirty them up with the inks or the oxides. But I think I'm gonna add a little bit of cheesecloth just right here. I do need just a little bit. A little bit. Right there. Don't need too much. And then I'm going to scooch the button on. And you can tie this any length you want. I always use a wreath knot, called a wreath knot, or learned that in brownies. I went to brownies. Do you know they had the Girl Guide cookies are out? I don't know why they have to have the Girl Guide cookies out. I always sit there and think. I do good all year round, and then those Girl Guide cookies come out and, yeah. Oh, Tuesday we are doing. Cooking old fashioned candy things. This is what we're doing next Tuesday. So I want to just add a little bit more shading here and there. I'm gonna take my brush. I'm gonna take a little bit of this winter blue, and I'm gonna use my angle brush. I kind of want to just go around his eyes a little bit. Just under the brim here, I'm gonna add a little bit. And then I think I'm just gonna add a little bit. Just down here, kind of wash it on. Okay, now I'm gonna take a little bit of cheesecloth. Okay, now this is literally cheesecloth that was just, or goes back on. I've been playing with it so much. So just take your cheesecloth and really just start pulling it apart. You want all these little pieces, right? See, all these pieces? Just start pulling it apart so you have lots of little pieces of these threads that make up the cheesecloth. Make a little pile of it. Put that in there. Once you start, it pulls apart like really easily. You can see I've got all of this. And I'm gonna put it here on the brim. Use my glue gun and go, whoops. Ah, I got a little carried away there. Whoops, come here. And I'm gonna add this on. Push it down, come around. You are gonna have to trim it. And I'll pull and pick at that little area. Before I glue it back down again. I have to be careful, I've got a brand new sweater on. So I rolled up the sleeves and did all the good things I was supposed to do, so I don't get anything on it. I'm wearing an apron. And then I have a pom-pom at the top of this hat. You just get some more glue gun. Get in there. So this is glued down good. Okay, and then you can, after you've got it all done, you can look at it and fiddle with it and see if you want to add anything. Come on, you can add a little something to the brim of Poppy's toque. We call it toque. You know, in here, a little, maybe a little heart or a little snowflake or something would look super cute. I'm just going to find my snow pack. And here they are. These are all the little ones I was looking for. They were right beside me. See, it happens when I get too organized. I'm just gonna put this away and I'm gonna get my snow check out. Don't get any of that on me. So I have my snow tech and I just want to start adding, I want to add a little bit of snow tech to here, maybe on the top here. And I always like to put a little bit, you know, here and there. So things that I want to use. I don't want to use anything too hard. So usually like to brush it on. Looking here. And I'll brush it on with this. A little bit on his flippers. Oh, so I heard from Rosemary Reynolds today, and she's sending me all the new deco art colors. So I will do a design with them coming up. For those of you that have gotten the new ones. Get to the top of this toque. These toques always have snow on them. And add a little bit. This pom-pom. Button. And you can splatter actually with Snow Tech if you want. I just like to splatter. I think I'm gonna splatter a little bit of Snow Tech on him. Find my, I think I'll just use this one. I'm gonna add a little splatter, a little bit of Snow Tech. So I like to get my brush a little bit damp, pick it up. Splatter some Snow Tech. On him. See this? A little bit too much, so I'm going to just take that off. There is Poppy Penguin. Let's wipe my hands. Otherwise, I might pick him up. I'm going to get stuff all over him. Let me just come down a little bit. Like this. These are puppies. So this one, I did not put Snow Tech on because, well, I didn't have any Snow Tech. This one, when I was in Michael's yesterday, I even looked and I couldn't find any Snow Tech. So here's Poppy's, Puppy 1 and Puppy 2. I hope you like her. I'm gonna come back up here. See if I should be normal. Am I normal or am I? No, I am normal. Good. Why am I dark in here for some reason? Let's have lights on everywhere. Okay, so here's Poppy. Poppy with the Snow Tech. Poppy without the Snow Tech. And again, you can add it, you don't have to add it. I think he looks cute. He's a penguin. You should have some snow on him, right? A little bit of glue. And then he hangs. So this is Poppy, the penguin. I will leave this, put this up in guides. It never doesn't let me do it right away. I usually have to wait about half an hour or so before it'll let me put it up in guides. So I'll do that as soon as it lets me. The instructions are under files. Tuesday, the 19th, Tuesday the 19th, we're doing our old-fashioned candy canes. And I'm going to put the instructions up tomorrow for it. It's really easy. And you don't have to do any prepping beforehand because we're going to be waxing and everything. So, and then the weekend after that, we're doing our watering can. Next week, I will be putting out the boot and April's 2 designs. We're doing the snowflake envelope in April. That's going to be our ornament. And next week I'll be putting out the Christmas craft and the seasonal one. So, and also the boot. So, I'll be putting those out, this weekend, maybe this weekend. I'm getting Deb to cut them out for me. So, yeah, as soon as I get them, I will put them up. Thanks everybody for watching. Just looking on here. Received my new colors, like to see how you use them. Yeah, they aren't really in my color palette that I normally use. So I'm gonna have to fiddle with them to see how I can get them to work with my color palette. Where are your sleeve protectors? Yeah, you know, they are here. I put them somewhere when I organize, and I'm not quite sure where I put them, but I will find them. But see, I rolled up my sleeve, so I've got nothing on it. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you all so much for being patient while we tried to figure out what was going on. So obviously there's something going on with Facebook Live that is mucking up and freezing and blurring and pixelating. And so this is Zoom. I find Zoom is never really quite as clear as Facebook Live, but we had to make an exception this time. So hopefully on Tuesday class, it will be better. I'm also doing another one in Deb Paints Whimsy, and this is going to be not a craft, it's an actual new paint design that I did. So we'll be doing it. If anybody has any requests, like Darlene did, wants me to do some things on techniques, please just send me an email. I do better if they're in an email because I print them off right away, and then I have them right there. If you post them, that they'll get lost sometimes in the post, and yeah, so email me any of your requests if you can. Again, thank you all for watching. Have a great weekend. It's Friday, and for those that are starting spring break, enjoy your spring break. And I will see you later. Oh, I have to go over here and end the meeting. Oh my gosh. And